If you have been following my YouTube channel or following my journey, you would know for a fact that I never, ever talk about my clients. I never reveal their names, identities, nothing. But I do share the incident, provided the client is comfortable. Okay. And yes, you should know me by now. If it's a male, I will say female. If it's a female, I'll say male. If it's old, I'll say young. But what is what is important is the key incident. Okay, not the identity of the person. And that is why people are very comfortable opening up to me. So, this particular client I had 2 years ago. Okay. So, it's actually a female. It's actually a female in this example. But obviously, I'm not going to give you specifics. Okay. So, when before taking a client, I always follow this policy where I pre-qualify the client to know that, is this client coachable, is this client someone I would like to work with, maybe short term, long term. So I qualify the client, and if I feel uh, I can add value to this person and this person's coachable, and yes, I will enjoy the process myself, then I accept the client. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point of having a client? It's more like becoming an employee where you don't like your boss, you don't like your colleagues, you don't like your client, you don't like your work, but you still have to do it. So one of the privileges I have is I can choose the clients whom I like to work with and who I believe will enjoy working with me. So this particular client, mind you, this is, I think, around 2 years or 3 years ago. Okay, so it's not something that happened just now, but it's a very important incident which I want to share with you. Okay, very, very important. And I'll tell you why did I bring this up now. Okay, this was a female whom was my client, long-term client, and I really wanted this individual to grow in terms of as a brand. And you could say that we invested a lot of time, effort, money into making her brand, and we succeeded. I'm very proud to say we succeeded. Okay. However, you know, there is only so much you can do. Career wise, she was very successful. Relationship wise, not so much. Money wise, very successful. Fame, she wanted to be famous, online and all that. It was so so. Okay. So, some areas we succeeded, some I guess we could not because she wanted to be, she wanted to do many things. So, money and career was where we really hit the nail on the jackpot. And she was very happy. She was able to buy the most expensive cars, the most expensive brands. She lived her life the way it made her happy. She was able to take care of her parents and give them all their dreams. So, very happy. However, in the area of relationships, it was no matter what she tried, no matter who she dated, no matter, it would always break up. It was a ruckus. Okay. And it was always a mystery to me, like, why she is not able to succeed that area. Okay. So, health wise, everything perfect now. But like they say, na, when you interact and mix with the person more and more, you tend to discover more. So initially, it was everything was perfect, and she was very focused about her career. She achieved the positions. I think in the period of time that she was with me, we managed to get three opportunities to grow in terms of the corporate world. Her salary exploded to the point where I told you, she bought expensive brand because she never could afford that. And now she was able to buy Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and the brand, she was able to buy it. And in fact, I think her biggest achievement was buying this big ass vehicle, which I was like, what the hell? But it's her life. Okay. Now, what happened was, as we started to get close, she started to open up more and more. Okay. And She wanted me to start coaching her about relationships because she was single and she was reaching the stage where, there is a marriageable age. By the way, I don't know, I forgot if I forgot to tell you, she's an Indian. So she reached Indian staying abroad. Okay. She reached that she was crossing the marriageable age where, after a certain point, you will not get a proper marriage partner. Like after your 40s or after, when you're nearing your 50s, you're not going to get a young chap, or you might most probably end up getting an old man, or someone who has done it all and now wants to settle down, or rich, or, divorcee or separated. So she wanted to me to start coaching in those areas. I was like, if you want, I can. But I told her, just like how you focused on your career, I focused on what is wrong and we repaired what was wrong and improved on what is wrong. In the same way, in the relationship department also, we will be focusing on what is wrong and correct it, not what is right. Because always remember, after they say, no, the honeymoon phase is over, they focus on what is the bad, ugly bits. So as we started to increase the frequency and she upgraded her coaching program with me, we started talking more. And, as you start talking more, you open up your real personality, what is inside. And very soon I discovered that she had this habit of, for lack of a better word, she had this habit of bitching about. Oh, it was such a bloody headache. By bitching about, I'm talking of not just gossiping. Like she would talk bad about literally every single person. And then it started to dawn on me why she is single. It started to dawn on me why this girl, so beautiful, very beautiful, huh? By the way, very beautiful, very successful, tall, keeping herself in shape, career and money and everything. And she's single. So I was like, why? She's intelligent, she's smart, she's highly educated, she has gone abroad, she has traveled the world. Man, I guess she started to take me as like close, like not like boyfriend, but she started to open up. I'll give you an example. Like she would talk about her office colleagues, like there are 6 to 7 women there. And she, oh, this female, she's a bitch and she behaves in this way. And that other female, the reason why she gets attention is because she's bending over and offering her ass to other people. Or this one, Loy, what they say, her knees are always sore and red and dirty. Because you know what she's doing. I said, no, what is she doing? She is kneeling down and putting it in her mouth. And every single person, every single individual, she had to bitch about and talk shit about. And very soon, what I realized is she was not only talking shit about her office colleagues, she was talking shit about celebrities, she was talking shit about people she met, and it's like everyone was a piece of shit except her. Everyone was bad except her. Everyone was a low life. And if a female was more successful than her, it was because she was bending over, or she was putting it in her mouth, or she was sleeping around. You get what I'm saying? If a female was better than her, it was only because of this. Okay. And then when I asked her why men are successful and all that, she would say, it's a man's world and men are male chauvinistic. She had so much of bitterness, so much of hatred, and so much of jealousy, envy. And, you can only listen to so much. Like every time I would call her for that personal call, like professional, it was totally different. But here you're talking of personal matters where she would open up to me personally. It was nothing but just nagging, complaining, making fun. He's like this, she's like that. And then, I observed for some time because I was like, maybe it's one of those bad days. And being a coach, you take down notes, especially if it's a long term client. And I wrote down bitching about, okay, Friday we had the call, bitching about, talking shit about, and I wrote down the names of whoever she is talking. She would talk about everyone from Kim Kardashian to Paris Hilton to the latest actress. There was nobody who was good. I mean, and the only ones who were good for her, I'm serious, huh? This is not a joke. The only ones who were good for her were, like, for example, Tom Cruise. Let's say Tom Cruise is the highest paid actor. Oh, Tom Cruise is so sexy. Loy, I would want a guy like him. The Rock. Oh my goodness, his physique, he's so alpha male. Oh, something. So the richest men, the most famous men, she felt those were right for her. Ordinary guys, no. So after listening, and even successful women, she would make fun of a actress. She would make fun of a singer. If someone got an Oscar, oh, she opened her legs. And so finally, after nearly a month of observing and taking down notes and writing it down, because I wanted to give her with evidence while letting her be herself. I finally told her, okay, I want to give you my findings. Let me know when you're free for a call. And I told her, I want you to have a clear mind, and you're not going to like the call. It's going to hurt in the sense your ego. She said, Loy, listen, I'm a mature, grown up woman. I'm not a child. I'm not going to feel hurt. It's cool. Oh, okay, fine. Whatever, fine. So, and by the way, this turned out to be the end of our relationship after that. Okay. So we had the booking that day. I made sure that, she was in a comfortable state of mind. And she was like, yeah, we talk on video. Yeah, Loy, sure. So then I started to pinpoint every single episode, incident, and statement that she made. She was bitching about her boss. She was bitching about her colleagues. She was bitching about her clients. She was bitching about India. She was bitching about Indian men, Indian women. Everybody had some shit. And people who are successful were successful more than her because of that. Otherwise, no. Men also because of that. Otherwise, no. And she went on and on and on. And, I told her all this. And I said, not once have you pointed your flaws. Not once have you pointed your shortcomings. Not once have you pointed. And by the way, because she was single, she was sleeping around herself with married men, divorced men. I said, you are bitching about other people sleeping around. You yourself sleep around. Why the double standard? And I think she kept hearing to the point where she was like, Loy, listen, I'm busy right now. Okay. Suddenly and abruptly, she, told me, I knew that I told her, you're upset, right? No, Loy, listen, I'll talk to you later. And crack, she just ended the call. So I was like quiet, and I did send her a message. I told her, I told you that you might not like it. Just get in touch with me whenever you're cool off, whenever you cooled off, whatever. Took a week. Finally, she said, like to speak to you, and when you're free, yeah, fine, whatever. And when she called me up, oh my goodness. She called me up to justify every single thing I told her. And in every single example, I was wrong. And in every single thing, she was right. And she went on and on, even to the extent of saying that, Lo, I just feel you're very insecure in front of powerful women. And she started talking of my flaws now. You're insecure when you talk to powerful women. You want to find flaws in them, and that's why you married a very meek female. That's why you want your daughter to be this thing. You have to deal with your insecurities. Blah 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 blah. She went on. I told her, my dear, this is not coaching for me. You paid me. You wanted areas to improve. I've told you. I said the proof is in the pudding. You're still single. You don't have a relationship. And I told her, if you continue like this, it's going to spill over into your, work life, and Nobody wants a negative person. Nobody wants a gossipy person. Nobody wants a nagging person. Nobody wants. You see bad in everyone. And the only men who qualify for your beauty or your amazing body or your mind is Tom Cruise and The Rock and the richest men in the world, from Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos. And um, she did insert a few very rude personal comments, attacks, as you could say, which I don't want to get into. But she said, Loy, I don't think your coaching is helpful to me anymore. You're just negative. And she went on with a couple of other so-called. I listened. I listened to everything she had to say. And I said, and she told me then, um, I think I've moved on. I've taken 1 week to think about it, and I don't need your coaching anymore. You don't define my relationships. And she said, even, and then before it was, thank you for helping me reach those positions and all that. Loy, in case you forgot, you didn't make me, you didn't create me, you didn't give me all this. I worked hard. I said, of course, I've never said. Anyway, she was pretty bitter about it, and that's how it ended after that. After that, maybe once or twice, she just said, just a normal, like she just sent me a forward, the forwards, proverbs, and positive statement, but she didn't say anything. I just kept quiet. I don't respond to all that. And then it ended. Now, the question, which I'm sure if you remember, why am I bringing it up? Is because I just found out from a person who knew her that she did get married, or I don't know, civil. And I can't give you details of who she married. If she had asked me whether she wants to marry this guy, I would have said 100% no. And she anyway got married to, see, if you're here and you marry someone here and your ego is reverse, your ego is up there and you're nagging, and no guy wants it. He'll dump your ass. So in her eagerness to prove, well, it ended up in a very bad divorce. It ended up with her being very emotionally distressed and all that. Obviously, I guess she wouldn't want to get in touch with me because she's too ashamed, and she knows that I'm going to say exactly what she doesn't want to hear. So yeah, I think she's working in the same place. She has not grown from there. Neither has her pay scale bumped any further. I guess over there also, even when you climb up the leadership ladder, it's not that, oh, Loy is not there, so she didn't climb up. I'm telling you for a fact, it's not that. When you climb up the leadership ladder, no, as you go higher and higher, everyone's spotlight is on you. And everything that you do is magnified 10 times more. So as a junior, you can get away being gossipy or unprofessional. But as at a director level or at a C level executive, you will be crucified, you will be steamrolled if you say a loose comment or you crack a joke or you start nagging or gossiping. And it's not just what you do in the office, it's what you do personally also. So word spreads. All you have to do is just one mistake and people will forget what good you have done. It's like petrol, it's like everything good you have done is petrol, but the mistake is that flame, it just set fire to everything. So I don't wish for her to be in a bad place, but I'll tell you this much. At the age she's in, that breakup, I know for a fact, would be the most painful and devastating thing, because for a woman, when you find someone who you think you're in love with after many years, imagine, and you make it a big kind of function and ceremony and you announce to the world, and you're so particular about your name, your brand, your image, and you make fun of everyone. but then you fail, it's disaster, right? And when I checked her social media, everything was she she shut all of it down. It clearly showed that she is hurting. Anyway, the only reason I'm sharing this with you is not to say, "Oh, I'm superior." If you know me, you should know that I share with you incidents so that you can learn from other people's mistake. I just want to conclude by telling you this. I don't know what lesson you got. Maybe you'll say, okay, what I learned is should not gossip or should not make fun of others or should not talk about others or mind your own business. Whatever lesson you learned, as long as it's helpful to you, is good. But the main important lesson that I want to leave you with is, um, you know, focus on yourself. Stop focusing on the world. He's rich. He's a bitch, or she's a bitch, or she's bending over, or she's opening her legs. So they are prepared to do whatever it takes to succeed. You can't do it. Shut your mouth. Don't pontificate and say, "Oh, I'm so good because I didn't open my legs. I didn't succeed." Stop giving excuses. Either you have what it takes to succeed, or you don't have. There are either winners or whiners. So she might have opened her legs, she might have bent over, she might have got down on her knees and put it in her mouth. Or she did whatever it took to succeed. You didn't. She is a winner, you're not. And stop bitching and moaning about the whole world. Life is not fair. Life is never meant to be fair. You start bitching about the whole world, people are going to get fed up and tired. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. Now she's just alone. Nobody wants to get to know her. And the only people who do is either wants to use her or go in bed with her. And then bye bye. Sad. Anyway. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Good, bad, ugly. Feel free. Comment down below. And deep down, feel bad because I worked with her for all these years, made her reach this level, and now slowly her world is falling apart. So, what to do? Okay. Anyway, you guys take care. This is me signing off.